Good morning, everyone. So today we have Ms. Cholpon Orozobekova from Bulan Institute, Genoa, to be here at JCLEC. So thank you, ma'am, for being here. It's our honor and pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
So shall we start for our interview today?
Of course.
So the first question is, from your experience, how do you define women's leadership?
I think women leadership for me characterized by three words. First of all, it's resilience, because women we face many obstacles in the society. And second is hardworking and education. I think women leadership is very important everywhere because women we act with our heart, not on the brain. So we women, I think. Build right policies for the society and for our development.
Thank you. And we now continue with your books. What motivated you to write a book focused on the repatriation of women and children?
Where I live, I'm based in Geneva, but I'm from Kyrgyzstan. So from Central Asia, hundreds of women and children also traveled to the Middle East to join ISIS and other terrorist groups. And I have been observing how the parents, family members, they are suffering and looking for their children, looking for their daughters, and asking after the defeat of ISIS, as you know, thousands of women and children, they have been stranded in the camps in northern Syria. So family members, they started asking for repatriation, demanding the government to bring them back. And of course, this topic drew my attention, and I started talking to the family members, parents, and I had many stories on the table. So that's why I decided to write this book. So it can serve in the future for countering this kind of narratives and countering violent extremism.
So inspiring, ma'am. Yeah. And what usually motivated women to join ISIS from your research?
So I can talk about Central Asian women. So most of them follow their husbands, first of all, because husbands online, they were recruited, and in some cases, they told their wives that they're going to Turkey to work there and to earn money. But through Turkey, of course, they ended up being in Syria. But of course, some women, they were recruited online. They knew that they are heading to Syria. And I think first of all, their grievances. So women have many and different grievances. So some of them, family conflicts, trauma, domestic violence, and some of them, because of the financial problems as well, they were hoping that under the caliphate, they will be living in better conditions. Mm-hmm. And of course, the main factor I would like to highlight that lack of education and lack of critical thinking. So they saw the videos on YouTube about this because, you know, ISIS fighters, they were sending videos from Syria saying that, look, we have this kind of big villas and great life here. If you join us, you will be living like this because in Syrian cities, people left their houses and then they occupied. And they were recording videos so people they can join. And of course, most women, they believed in this. And of course, these motivations show the problems of our societies, what kind of problem women they have, what kind of grievances they have.
Thank you, ma'am. And then what kind of the role women played within the ISIS and other terrorist groups?
Women under ISIS had a key role as a mother and wife. So they married to fighters, ISIS fighters. And then, of course, ISIS demanded women to have children as many as possible. So because ISIS wanted to have future generation of fighters. And most of the women stayed at home, and the main duty was caring children and indoctrinating them and supporting their husbands who were combatants, fighters. But some women, they were trained to shoot and for suicide bombing also. And some women, of course, they were very radical and very violent. So there was a special brigade of women who were controlling other women and torturing them. If they violate any rules, they could beat them and torture them. So of course, some women, they really committed crimes as well.
Okay, thank you. And then how have the women detainees assimilated themselves into their communities back home?
So many countries, so far 36 countries repatriated their citizens from North Syria and Iraq. Of course, priority is children and mothers, because children cannot be separated from their mothers. So hundreds of women, they are back. And if we take Central Asia, I think rehabilitation and reintegration is going well, successful. And some women, they started working already. And local governments, they supported returnee women with small grants funding for their small businesses. And the problem is giving ensuring their economic independence is a huge problem, because, as I said, many women, they had no diplomas. They were married at early
Young
age,
okay.
very young, and so they don't have diplomas.
Okay.
So now the problem for local governments is how to make them to work and to become independent. But at the same time, they return it with multiple small children, because they married several times and they have several children. So that's why some women still, they stay at home. And community acceptance, of course, there is still stigmatization, but in general, I think community acceptance was quite successful.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. This is a very interesting interview. So for the details, we can find it in your book, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, then.
It's on the website of the publisher.
Okay.
Roman and Littlefit.
Great. We will share the link to you all. Thank you,
very
ma'am.
much. Thank you.
JCLEC, learning and understanding through shared experience.